Local first responders, they're continuing to honor the life of RPD K9 Nix after she died in the line of duty. I want to show you a look at this procession for her. It spanned 8 miles, starting in Loves Park, ending at Grace Funeral Home in Rockford with a ceremony there. The Jamie Cox Foundation now called on the community to support the K9 unit with donations. Cox's cousin says it's important to show respect to four-legged officers too.
She saved her handler that day and probably some other officers who were on scene. And I think it's important that we show them the same respect that we do the human officers, the same honor. She gave her life for our city, just like our human officers all would.
Police, they are still planning a memorial service for Nix. Have details on how you can support those K9 nonprofits in this story on our website.
Well, now to an emotional goodbye today to a fallen state police K9 who died in the line of duty last month. The service was not open to the public, but we were able to listen in via social media as state leaders and police remembered K9 officer Bracco.
Today, in our sadness, we honor and thank God for the gift of K9 Bracco.
Officer K9 Bracco wore the badge for nearly 3 years. Described by many as a courageous colleague and a faithful friend, one who stood by his fellow officers to help fight crime.
But Bracco was more than just a pet. Bracco was a hero. His selflessness and his loyalty protected troopers and law enforcement on that night as he did throughout his entire career.
That night, December 21st, tragedy struck. Officer Bracco gave his life protecting his handler. The beloved K9 was shot and killed while helping to arrest a man in Pawcatuck.
His selflessness and his loyalty protected troopers and law enforcement on that night as he did throughout his entire career.
For 9 decades, state police have not provided police K9 officers with medals to honor their actions. But today, that changed. And K9 Officer Bracco was honored with the very first State Police K9 Valor.
Now, City of South Fulton Police are mourning the loss of their K9 officer called Max. He was shot and killed today while on duty, and according to South Fulton Police, a College Park police officer shot this K9. Take a look here. This is new video just into the newsroom from a witness's doorbell camera. It is a little grainy, but the witness says it captures the K9 lunging at the officer, and then that's when the shooting occurs. 11 Alive's Latasha Givens joining us live at an apartment complex off Lakemont Drive in East Point, where this is all unfolding. So, Latasha, Officer Max, the K9 here, was trying to track down a suspect when he died.
That's right, Faith. Good evening. South Fulton Police tell us Officer Max, along with other officers, were working an aggravated assault case, and they tracked down a possible suspect to these apartments right to this area behind me. And this is where Officer Max was shot and killed. Multiple police agencies responded to these apartments along Lakemont Drive looking for a suspect in an aggravated assault case.
Monday night, someone shot up my daughter's apartment, and 2 months ago, someone shot it up again.
Doris White Riley says her daughter heard more gunshots this morning.
This morning, my daughter was sitting on the back porch on the deck. She said she saw the dog release, and then she heard shots, but the dog never came back.
South Fulton Police released a statement saying early this morning a suspect escaped a traffic stop while firing a gun multiple times. They were then spotted at the Camelot condominiums in South Fulton. Then the same suspect was spotted in this area.
When she heard the shots, she ran in the house.
South Fulton Police say at some point a College Park officer fired their gun and Max was shot. Spike Nietzsche shared this video with 11 Alive.
It ran by the guys they were coming to pull up on and just went straight for another officer. The officer had no choice but to put him down or it would have been bad. I'm just happy with no kids or nothing out here.
There are a lot of remaining questions about what happened out here today. We will continue to follow this. It is still unclear, though, if police were able to arrest the suspect they were actually looking for. Faith and Jonathan, back to you.
All right, Latasha, thank you so much.
On November 16, 2023, Bain and Deputy Brooks responded to an officer in trouble call to assist the Wichita Police Department. They arrived in the 2200 block of South White Oak Drive, and Bain was deployed into a drainage pipe in an effort to apprehend the suspect, whom had fled from officers. While deployed inside the pipe, a struggle with the suspect ensued. Bain became incapacitated during the struggle and ultimately lost his life in service to the citizens of Sedgwick County. While he lost his battle, Bain's service above self will forever be etched on the hearts and minds of the officers and deputies who served alongside him. Rest in peace, Bain. We will have a short video of Bain with his dog handler. So thank you again for being here today.
You changed my life. I hope you know, 'cause now I'm lost, so unprotected. In the blink of an eye, I never got to say goodbye. Like a shooting star, flying across the room, so fast, so far. You were gone too soon. You're part of me, and I'll never be the same here without you. You were gone too soon. You were always there, like a shining light on my darkest days. You were there to guide me. Oh, I miss you now. I wish you could see just how much your memory will always mean to me. In the
you. An emotional day in Franklin. The community bid a final farewell to a fallen police canine officer.
Fury, the dog, was killed Saturday after a wrong-way driver crashed into his handler's cruiser. WCPO 9's Valerie Lyons is in Franklin with the honorable send-off.
Attention all units. Canine Fury is now under watch.
A somber last call.
He consistently demonstrated unwavering loyalty.
Fond memories shared.
Outside of work, Fury loved to be just a dog, always wanting to play and chase his call.
An emotional farewell to Fury. Franklin's beloved police canine killed in the line of duty.
Fury was a guardian of all officers of the police division.
The 3-year-old German Shepherd was in handler Alex Burton's cruiser Saturday when a wrong-way driver crashed into the back of the SUV. A butler and another officer were able to walk away.
Alex's immediate response, "I am not leaving my dog."
But Fury died at the vet less than an hour later.
Alex did not leave his dog. He stayed with Fury. Alex was there for Fury, ensuring Fury was not alone.
We are one family, police and canine units together. We would miss it for the world.
Law enforcement agencies from across the tri-state were a unified front, sending Fury off with an honorable salute before a red and blue procession ending here at the Franklin Police Department.
Being a former handler, I know what it's like to have a canine partner, and you form a bond with them very close, spend more time with them than a lot of your family.
Our dog, she is family to us, so I can only imagine for the handler. It broke my heart finding out that, Fury passed away.
Though he may be gone, he still lives on in memory.
But in the twist of the universe.
And in his 4-legged son. They say children follow in their parents' footsteps. Meet Nitro, the spitting image of his father, a dedicated officer now too.
Present arms!
Rest easy, Canine Fury. Your watch is ended.
You are a good boy.
In Franklin, Valerie Lyons, WCPO 9 News.
Frankie, Massachusetts State Police, Massachusetts. In the watch, Tuesday, July 26, 2022.
Department says a final farewell to a K9 officer killed in the line of duty last week. ABC Action News Polk County reporter Rebecca Petit was at that memorial service this morning for K9 officer Max.
K9 Officer Max was not just a dog, he was a protector and defender. Today, the Lake Wells Police Department and the community came together to pay their respects to the fallen hero. Law enforcement honors for a four-legged officer killed in the line of duty. Police officers remembering K9 Officer Max as a small dog with a big personality.
Max, who was by far the smallest dog in the school, showed no challenge was too great or obstacle too difficult to defeat.
Max joined the Lake Wells Police Department in 2015 as the eyes and ears of his handler, Officer Jared Joyner. During Max's career, he had 516 documented deployments, including responding to alarm calls, drug searches, and locating missing children.
Tracking bad guys, finding bad guys, that's also part of the job, but there's no price tag that you can put when you can put a baby back in the mother's hands.
August 3rd would be the end of watch for K9 Officer Max, the suspect in a domestic violence call shooting and killing Max, who had apprehended him in the woods.
We'll always be grateful for K9 Officer Max, for his service, for the smiles he brought, for being a part of the Lake Wells Police Department, and for ultimately giving his life to protect his very best friend.
Police returned fire, killing the suspect. Officers paying tribute to the 7-year-old K9, saying his unconditional love and loyalty to Officer Joyner was clear.
There was something Max loved more than anything else in the world, and that was his handler, Jared, and going to work with him every day.
In Lake Wells, Rebecca Petit, ABC Action News.
K9 officer gets a final farewell for her bravery and service with the West Jordan Police Department. April Baker reports on the funeral and procession held today for Maya.
The end of watch for K9 officer Maya, who spent almost her entire 6 years on Earth tracking down narcotics and protecting Utahns from bad guys. In fact, that's exactly what she was doing when she was killed in the line of duty on February 17th.
When the criminal brought his gun to bear on our officers, Maya charged to protect so that our officers could go home to their loved ones.
For that reason, the West Jordan Police Department honored Maya with the Medal of Valor Monday for her final selfless act. The service concluded with a procession of police cars and motorcycles showing their reciprocal love, devotion, and respect for Maya on her final journey.
Our Lord said, "Blessed are the peacekeepers, for they shall be called the children of God." And Maya was just such a peacekeeper and a peacemaker, and we honor her.
April Baker, Fox 13 News, Utah.
And
And new at 4, honoring a fallen canine. Community members and local law enforcement paying tribute today to Jinx, a sheriff's canine who died in the line of duty this month when an armed suspect shot and killed him. And News 5's Ashley Portillo joins us in studio tonight with a look at the service. Ashley.
Allison, so it was dozens of local law enforcement agencies who showed up today to mourn the loss of K9 officer Jinx. That service lasted about an hour, and speakers there said Jinx's actions back on April 11th made him a hero as he helped save the lives of others around him. A somber morning as speakers highlighted a K9 officer Jinx's service to the community.
When we lost Jinx, we lost a member of our office. He was one of our own.
Jinx served with the El Paso County Sheriff's Office for 2 years.
In that 2 years, K9 Jinx was deployed 124 times for patrol-related calls for service, conducted 64 narcotics deployments, and 58 SWAT deployments.
Jinx and his handler, Deputy Ronnie Hancock, located 22 suspects. Jinx caught 6 of them and more than $250,000 in illegal narcotics.
The bond between a K9 and his police officer handler is so strong, both look to each other for protection.
Performing heroic acts that a K9 officer and his handler cannot do alone.
On the night he was killed, Jinx's actions surely saved the lives of our deputies, other officers at the scene, and many citizens in Manitou Springs.
Deputy Nick Witherite spoke at the service too. He's also a K9 handler and is close with Deputy Hancock.
Their bond was like no other that I've ever seen. There's a saying that we always use: pause before boots. We have the mindset to utilize our police K9 in situations where it's too dangerous for humans to go in first.
And on the night of April 11th,
the decision to use K9 Jinx as a less than lethal option in that situation ultimately cost Jinx his life.
K9 Jinx died a hero, a fallen officer gone too soon.
Attention all units, please stand by for the last call for K9 Jinx. Thank you for your bravery and years of service. You will forever remain in our hearts. Rest easy, K9 Jinx. We have the watch from here.
And Jinx was recognized in the past for his service in protecting the lives of El Paso County deputies, including a situation back in December where Jinx helped locate a rideshare driver who called to report that his passenger pointed a gun at him during that trip. Allison.
Ashley, great tribute. Thank you.
Special unit killed in the line of duty and gunfire last June. K9 officer XO is to be honored during Police Week at our nation's capital on Thursday. Ahead of the memorial, we're taking a look back tonight at some of his handler's favorite moments with the pup as he served Pascagoula.
This file video shows the Pascagoula Police Department's flags dropped to half staff following that fateful day, and the community coming together to say their goodbyes.
I've always been an animal lover, but I didn't realize I was that close to him as I was. It took a toll on me for a while.
That's Officer James Prysock. It was late last July when he and his K9 partner XO were tracking over a mile through the woods for an armed man on the run. He said it was XO who found their suspect, but in this case with far less than a reward. Prysock says the gunman fatally shot the pup twice in the chest.
The amount of people that still come up to me that I don't know and tell me how sorry they are for me and how there's just no words to describe how they felt when it all happened. And that means a lot to me.
Come on now, with your hands up, you will be bit!
Since XO's passing, community members donated bulletproof vests for the dogs, providing his handler with a newfound peace of mind.
Where XO was shot and killed, he would have been protected had he had this vest.
While they cannot go back in time, they can mark his memory for generations to come.
The dogs' names are going to be placed on a memorial.
Police Chief Matt Chapman is one organizing the team's trip to the Capitol.
You know, the outpour of people just, I didn't know people love dogs that much, but we've had, pictures sent, paintings of him.
It's amazing.
The memorial service will also include a wreath-laying ceremony to honor XO's memory, along with many other fallen pups in the line of duty.
All of our canines get this attached to us, And that's probably why it was so hard, because EXO was the same way.
Officer Prysock is heading to D.C. on Tuesday for this final salute to EXO.
I will be going to represent the city of Pascagoula.
Yeah, Larry, Drago had been with the Floyd County Sheriff's Office since late 2017. His handler spoke at the service tonight and said that he was a 1 in a million dog who served without fear. But off duty, they said he was a goofy pup who loved his handler's daughters. When you saw how many people and even dogs showed up to say farewell today, you can tell just how loved he was. After a week of funerals and heavy hearts in Floyd County, there was one last goodbye.
We're laying Drago to rest, a four-legged brother, as opposed to a two-legged brother.
K9 Drago was assigned to the Floyd County Sheriff's Office. The deputy who first picked him out was Justin Shimshak.
I noticed Drago right off the bat because his birthday is the same birthday as my daughter's.
He said Drago was the best partner he could have asked for.
So everybody would laugh and like, man, you're gonna be working alone. You're gonna be okay. I'm like, I'm not gonna be working alone. I got the baddest deputy working with me. He's in my cruiser. Yeah.
And as most handlers would tell you, that partner never clocks out.
He's been a big part of us for so many years. He's been there when my kids were born. He went on vacation with us. You know, he probably was with me more than my family was. We spent so much time together.
The other officers saw Drago as a brother too, gathered in Prestonsburg for a memorial service tonight. Shimshak spoke in front of the crowd, human and canine. He shared funny memories.
I turn around and my lights are on, and the next thing I know, my car is shaking and moving. I run over there, and Drago decided that he ate my seat right off the bat.
But most of all, he shared gratitude for his old partner.
But my favorite thing about Drago is that he made sure I made it home to my little girls every night, and I could never repay him for that.
K9 Drago has answered the final call. Rest in peace, K9 Drago.
Drago's handler said that a lot of people in the town knew him. It's just one more piece of a large hole left in the heart of that community.
New details tonight. The Seattle Police Department and the public are paying their respects to K9 Jedi, who was killed in the line of duty on Wednesday. Jedi was killed by a man armed with a knife. People gathered to express their grief, saying it's a terrible loss, especially for the officer who worked with Jedi.
They have such a unique job and a unique bond. This is a terrible, terrible loss. So I wanted to come down here and pay my respects. For K9 Jedi, just terrible, terrible grief, loss.
The public is invited to pay their respects to the K9 at the South Precinct lobby until 6 p.m. every day through Wednesday.
It's all Corporal Larrabee. That was his partner every day. They came to work, trained to do what they had to do. get the job done.
Thank you for your courage and professionalism during this tragic event. I'm truly proud of each and every member, and for K9 Major, for making it possible for us to go home to our families.
Major was a little bit of a pain sometimes. He was a damn good dog. And I'm proud that me and my dog were called to do that job. We're on Silvers. He sent Major in there to take those bullets for me and my partners down here.
Franklin County Law County cars clear the channel and stand by for last call. Franklin County to K9 Major. Franklin County to K9 Major. Franklin County to K9 Major. This is the last and final call for K9 Major. From the citizens and all of your public safety partners, we thank you for your 3 years of service. Rest easy. We will take your watch from here. Today, we kneel for his family and for our brothers that worked with him. Tomorrow, we will stand for him. K9 Major, in the watch, April 10th, 2022. Franklin County clear at 11:13.
It's been a long day without you, my friend.
We and several other agencies responded to an officer needs assistance call, and upon arrival, some exchange went down with gunfire. 3 of our officers were directly involved. Officer Jeff Shank, who is Dash's handler, once he got there, they pointed the direction he ran, so they started a track. And I think it was a couple of blocks away from actually where the gunfire exchange occurred. He picked up on it, and Officer Shank said he was on it. Took every little nook, cranny, back path, backyard, whatever. And as they were coming down the side of a building, he apprehended the suspect, as he's trained to do, but sadly, the suspect shot and killed him. I don't know that he expected or even knew that it was a canine, but his position in the blind corner and how it was set up, yeah, he would have definitely shot our officer. You know, one of the main things with a canine is to apprehend that suspect and protect their partner, their two-legged partner, and that's exactly what happened, tragically. When you become a canine officer, it's basically like having another child. You know, you're responsible 24/7. You have to feed it, keep it clean, take care of it, take it to the doctor. So it becomes a part of that family. And the handler becomes a part of, you know, in the dog's world. All of our canines live with their handler. It's like losing a member of the family. His wife and daughter showed up and rode with him up to Jefferson Animal Hospital. And you know, we had a few minutes. The 3 of them and me and Dash were in a room, and I was able to talk to them a little bit. He absolutely did a job. Both of them. Apprehension, and like I said, we're not talking about a police funeral today. Bad enough, but he did his job.
This morning in Hernando, Mississippi, mourners paid their respects for Luca, a DeSoto County canine killed in the line of duty last week. This is video of the funeral procession for that canine. Investigators say deputies were chasing Jamarcus Brown in a car last Wednesday. Deputies performed a pit maneuver, stopping Brown's car, and when Brown got out, they released canine Luca. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation says Brown shot the canine and deputies shot back, killing Brown.
Hello, citizens. Sheriff Woods. First of all, I want to thank you for the overwhelming support, prayers, and encouragement during this difficult time. As most of you are aware, Saturday morning, my deputies faced a violent, armed criminal. During the confrontation, this evil person shot K9 Leo, as Leo was responding to protect his handler and the other deputies. Leo did exactly what he was trained to do, and that is to fearlessly defend and protect those deputies, to charge directly at danger. Over the last few days, Leo maintained that fighting spirit. However, Leo's injuries were too severe to overcome this morning, and his passing will be felt by all of us here in my office and our community. Most of you do not know the unique bond that develops between the law enforcement canine and their handler. That bond is what binds them to some extraordinary levels of loyalty, love, and unwavering determination. I would ask that in the coming days, weeks, and months, that you keep our canine team in your thoughts and prayers. They are going to need it. I said it yesterday, and I will say it again. Here in Marion County, we work together to make this great place that it is. But that community bond just seems to shine so much brightly during dark times. Thank you again for your outpouring support. We have definitely felt the love from our community.
Standing in the sun, you fought your fight and your races run. The pain is all a million.
A Cleveland County K9 deputy is found dead inside his handler's car.
And now the sheriff's office is asking the Oklahoma Bureau of Investigation to look into the dog's death. News 9's Deanne Stein live in our newsroom with details on what happened leading up to this tragedy.
Carl, Amanda, OSBI confirmed it is investigating the death of K9 Deputy Dollar. According to the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office, the dog was found inside a hot car yesterday while his handler was in training. Go ahead. The call came in as a code 3.
Field log, K9 Dollar had a heat emergency at training. We'll be en route.
Cleveland County K9 Deputy Dollar was found dead inside his handler's car, according to the Sheriff's Office.
I'm going to be en route, code 3, Rose Rock, Norman, Rose Rock Animal Hospital.
The 7-year-old dog was brought into this vet clinic in Norman and later came out a K9 hero during an honor walk with an American flag draped over his body. In a press release posted to Facebook, Sheriff Chris Amison said Dollar was left inside his handler's car during training on Thursday. The temperature that day reached a record high of 99 and even hotter, over 120 degrees inside a car. In a statement on social media, Sheriff Amison said, quote, "We are devastated by the loss of K9 Dollar. Not only was he a remarkable working dog, but he was also a beloved member of our family," end quote. The sheriff's post on Facebook received more than 200 comments, showing a public outcry on how this could have happened. While K9 units do have safeguards to protect dogs, it's unclear what type of deputy vehicle Dollar was in. The K9 deputy became a part of the sheriff's office in 2020. He was trained in narcotics and was instrumental in keeping drugs and other contraband out of the jail, according to the sheriff's office. Flags in Norman were flying at half-staff on Friday in remembrance of Dollar.
Now, the Sheriff's Office says it plans to hold a memorial service to honor K9 Dollar's life and service. Live in the newsroom, Deanne Stein, Oklahoma's Own, News 9.
What an absolute tragedy. The handler is on administrative leave while the investigation is ongoing.
I saw a red bird flying high out of a sunset sky. I saw a sunflower growing wild on that.
Dozens of law enforcement officers coming together today to pay tribute to a fallen Jefferson County Police K9.
Graffiti honored today during a memorial service. Photojournalist Cody White has a look back at that somber celebration of life.
We are here today to honor a colleague, a family member, a friend, and a hero. K9 Graffiti began his career with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office on August 24th, 2015. He joined the Deputy Oliver family in July of 2021 as a seasoned K9.
I still remember the first day I got to take Graffiti home. It was truly one of the best days of my life. Graffiti was so much more to me than a dog. He was my partner, my best friend, and most of all, family. I could never explain the feeling I have now when I walk into a room full of people, yet feel so alone without behind me.
That morning, Graffiti did his job. He did what he loved to do, police work. And he did what he was trained to do, protect his partner, other deputies, officers on scene, and our community.
He made the ultimate sacrifice that day. He took a bullet that wasn't meant for him, and I will never forget that. So thank you.
Present arms.
Thank you, loyal partner, faithful friend. You will be greatly missed.
A huge turnout as law enforcement representatives from across the region and neighbors from around the Treasure Valley gathered here at the Idaho Police K9 Memorial Site in Meridian. I'm neighborhood reporter Riley Shoemaker with more on the ceremony honoring the life of Nampa PD K9 Riddick. A final salute for a partner, protector, and friend.
We're here tonight to remember our K9 Riddick. I served with Nampa Police Department for about 2 years.
K9 Riddick was honored at the Idaho Police K9 Memorial in Meridian. The Nampa Police Department and the community said goodbye after the German Shepherd tragically lost his life in a rollover crash during a police pursuit. Officer Cody Huss, Riddick's handler and partner, was presented with a folded flag, a symbol of the sacrifice both he and Riddick made for their community. The public came out in droves, people lining the memorial grounds to show their support.
As far as the people that are here tonight, I think this just goes to show what this Idaho community is all about. They support law enforcement. I mean, there's obviously hundreds of people here tonight just to come out and show their respects, not only for the K9 that we lost, but also for, just law enforcement in general. And I think that's what makes Idaho special, that our community supports us.
Riddick was more than just a working dog. He was a partner, a companion who was with his handler 24/7, whether on or off duty.
I mean, they ride with them, they go home with them, they stay with them on their days off. They're,
part of their family away from the police family.
Also in attendance were members of Go Team Dogs, bringing therapy dogs to offer comfort to the community.
I have the respect for the K9's police that are out there. They have a job to do, and they're really good at what they do.
Riddick's legacy of service and sacrifice will be remembered not just by Nampa Police, but by an entire community who stood by him until the very end.
Again, law enforcement agencies and K9 units from across the region were in attendance. Reporting from Meridian, I'm your neighborhood reporter, Riley Shoemaker for Idaho News 6.
And new today, the Lee County Sheriff's Office has announced they will hold a memorial service for K9 Mika. The procession will begin at 3 p.m. on Wednesday at the El Bethel Faith Community Church in Lugoff. K9 Mika died during an officer-involved shooting that happened on September 20th on Una Road in Lee County. According to authorities, Mika was in a vehicle that caught fire during this shooting. Lee County Sheriff Daniel Simon says that law enforcement were unable to get to that vehicle to help Mika because they were being shot at. Sadly, deputies could not reach the K9.
This one really hurts. On October 5th, deputies in Richland County, South Carolina requested assistance from K9 units after a driver bailed out of a stolen vehicle and ran into a heavily wooded area. A perimeter was quickly established in the area where the suspect was believed to be. Just as Richland County's K9 Specialist Ramirez and her partner, K9 Kodak, deployed to track the suspect, the dog became tangled up in razor wire fencing and had been concealed by brush. K9 Kodak suffered severe lacerations to his abdomen and leg during the incident. Deputy Ramirez and another K9 specialist both sustained cuts attempting to free the badly injured canine from the razor wire. K9 Kodak was rushed to the vet where he underwent surgery for emergency reasons. Despite their best efforts, K9 Kodak succumbed to his injuries 5 days later on October 10th. The suspect that K9 Kodak was attempting to track was never caught. K9 Kodak was a 6-year-old Dutch Shepherd that had been partnered up with K9 Specialist Ramirez for 4 years. He was the second Richland County Sheriff candidate to be killed in the line of duty this year. Let's put our hands together and send some prayers up to the Richland County, South Carolina Sheriff's Department and K9 Kodak's handler, K9 Specialist Ramirez.